What's going on? It's your boy TK here, back with another video in a Chevrolet products, and we're gonna do something a little bit different today. Y'all see this? It's the current body style, the current generation Chevy Camaro. But this is not just any Camaro. This is definitely an SS, which you already know. The Chevrolet Camaro been around since 1967, so over 50 some years ago this car been around. I know they've been off and on with this generation, but hey, I'm glad GM's still producing this car as long as they did, even though it took a 7 to 8 year hiatus, but it had returned. Like I said, everybody, I'm about to introduce you to somebody that I've known for a while now, and I appreciate him giving me this opportunity to do a ride along in a Chevy Camaro. This is my guy Vincent right here. I can't pronounce your last name. What's your last name?
Zettler.
Zettler. Okay, this is Vincent Zettler, everybody. Hey Vince, I'm gonna just ask you a few questions. Hey, tell me what got you into Chevy Camaros, and what brought you on board on the Chevrolet products? Like, why you like GM products?
So actually, when I was just a little kid, my dad was Ford, die-hard Ford, had two Ford Terrenos, a 71 and a 73, and my mom was rocking a 69 Camaro.
Yeah.
So they were always trying to battle to see, you know, which side I'd land on. And I put on that bow tie, and I've never taken it off.
Hey, I don't blame you, man. That's just, once you know, hey, I feel this brand. Of course, somebody with a truck car, it's gotta be a Ford. But anyways, once you knew this is what you wanted, it wasn't no going back.
No, not at all.
Okay, cool, man. All right. Like I said, I do appreciate you giving me a ride on your car today, and I'm no stranger to the Gen 6 Camaro. I know this is the current body style, but did GM announce they're getting ready to finally pull the plug on this car?
Not officially.
Okay, I just been hearing rumors like 2023,
Right
24.
now it's all rumors. The only one that has been completely disclosed is the Dodge Challenger and Charger.
Oh, I already know Dodge made that official. Yep. After 23, the Challenger, the current platform is no more, especially the Hellcat. There won't be no more supercharged Hemi V8s anymore. That engine's been around for like 8 years now, like since 2015. I remember when they first came out. This around the same time the C7 Corvette Z06 came out, around the same period. So, and I was in college when that was going on, so I remember that. But okay, back to this car. I know this body style came out like 6 years ago, back in 2016. I started seeing these cars as soon as late 2015, and I know this is the 20. Is yours a 19?
Mine is a 19.
How I know it's a 19. This is the first year they did the update, restyle, refresh variant of this body. I know they put the bow tie right there in the center of the grill. They went to full LED, low beam, high beams. And of course, they redesigned the LED daytime running lights, which I kind of like how they did it, and it looked like a Transformer character. Like I said, I'm happy that Chevy continuing on with this car. I mean, if the day comes they officially gotta get rid of it, so be it. But until then, we pretty much know we have to peak up the muscle car, the modern day muscle car era, and just to peak up performance cars in general with the internal combustion engines. If you don't mind, can we look underneath that hood real quick? I give props to the engineers back in the day, even till now. They brought the they continued on the tradition with the small block V8s that they always produce. Here we go, tried and true. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
6.2 liter LT1 V8.
Yes.
Around 455 for this particular model. I know.
455 with the crank.
Yep, and it's about, I'm assuming about 460, because you got the active performance exhaust. So yes. At least with this car, you have those features. It's similar to a Corvette, but it's set up specifically for this body.
Yes.
But I know people, oh, the Camaro is at a Corvette engine, this and that. I mean, it's true to an extent.
Yep.
But the Camaro is an entirely different car. It handles different than the Corvette.
Oh yes.
It's a lot bigger, more practical than a Corvette, because the trunk.
Yeah.
I know compared to like the Dodge Challenger and the Ford Mustang, it's direct competitors. This handles the best. It might not have the most powerful. It might not be most powerful. Like we know Mopar is on top of that right now with that 1,000 horsepower crate motor, the Elephant they call it. And then even when the Hellcats came out, then that Demon came back for 1 year only, and then the Red Eye, and then of course Ford with the Mustang GT350 Shelby, then the Shelby GT500, the current one now. And even like they did enhancements with the GT. The hell, they even brought back the Mach 1.
Yeah, they did.
So I mean, it's cool they doing that, and then GM still enhancing the SS, enhancing the ZL1, and I'm curious if they're gonna put a different engine in it if they decide they're gonna get rid of it. I wonder if they're gonna use the LT2 from the current C8 Corvette, even though it's similar to this engine, but it's a little bit different. So, but hey, either way, it's a respectable power plant, and I hate when people knock on this particular engine because it's direct injection. I mean, they had to move to a different direction with this, or it wasn't gonna be no more.
Yes.
So technology and advancements move on. Real carbon fiber, real aluminum, real leather, it is real. Even like these sport bucket seats I like. And they had, stepped their game up with the interior. So, all in all, well everybody, we're gonna go ahead and get this ride on, get the show on the road. Hey, stay tuned, we're gonna check it out. Alright man, hey, first glance being inside the 2019 Camaro SS, the interior, man, this interior is so comfortable, and it's just how it's set up. I really like how the way GM, the direction they're going, and the way Chevrolet built their cars nowadays. It's just a good place to be in, And man, as I noticed, you have the driver mode selector. It's very similar to the Corvette, of course. But I haven't make a mention. Do you have the magnetic rod suspension?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so right now you're in sport mode. You just got the drive mode and sport mode, I see.
I do. I drive in sport, but I have magnetic rides set to track right now.
Okay, that's what I like about the features on this 8-inch display. You can tailor and customize your drive modes anytime on the fly. And I know back then, when GM came out with the system, you can only do it, to a certain degree. Either they got sport or track, or tour, sport, whatever.
Yep.
Now you got, this engine got this direct injection, it got variable valve timing, and it's got the active fuel management system where, it can go into 4-cylinder mode. You got economy, weather mode, and then you got your tour, sport, and your track mode. So what I like about that, I could tell you right off the bat, it's stiff because you're in the track mode, and these roads right here in Illinois are not the best.
No.
But you can feel every bump. But what I get credit for GM is that damn exhaust on these Corvettes and the Camaro, especially the Camaro. All of them, even like the Cadillac CTS-V when they made them at the time. Yes. I know the current body now is the CT5, yes, but CT5. All of them got a unique sound the way they ride up the exhaust. It's very different. And then another feature about this is that auto red match. Yes. I love with the 6-speed manual cars, or even the C7 Corvette, the 7-speed manual. And it really is actually started with the C7 Corvette having the auto red match. I know Corvette's not the first to have it. I think the Nissan 370Z was the first to ever have it. But then the Corvette ended up getting it. Then certain other vehicles, European vehicles other than the Nissan, they also got the auto red match. But I'm talking about for an American car, I'm talking about with a manual transmission, I think GM was the first to have it. Yeah, cause I don't see Ford right now, they're not doing it. And Dodge for sure not doing it. So,
and it's so useful to have, especially in city driving. You don't have to heel toe or anything.
Oh yeah, that's like the best part. You let the computer rev the RPMs to a certain degree to where it keeps you in the RPM range, especially when you need to like change lanes real fast, or you on the highway, you need to get the vehicle up to speed. Yep. You can just bam, bam, and then it's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Very similar to like how, you know, like it's the same setup with an automatic transmission or a dual clutch transmission. Well, I could give props to GM. They still offer a manual transmission for these vehicles, man. I mean, I think if I ever would have get one of these cars, this is part of the way I would have go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can't argue with a 3-pedal action, you know? You can't argue with it.
Yes, I love that motor, LS7.
I remember there's a time when GM had these 427, even though this ain't the first time they done it, you know, they did it even back in the 60s, but that was a whole different engine. But the 427, like the most recent Camaro they ever did was the LS7 bar from the C6Z06 from 06 and 13 body stock Corvette. They dropped it in the Gen 5 2014 and 15 Z28 when they brought the Z28 back. It's too bad we don't got a Z28 right now in this platform. They more focus on the ZL1 than, you know, bring about a purposely track focused Z28. We already know the Z28 always been the go-to track car.
Oh yeah.
But fortunately, I guess the times have changed. Now they focus on the ZL1. They made it the now track-focused car. But that's all right. At least with this car, I'm assuming you got the full-on performance track package, and I'm right. Because you already know you got the Brembo brakes. Yep. You got the magnetic rock control setup. Then you, of course, standard on any Gen 6 Camaro. Even like, they even offer a 4-cylinder turbo variant. Yeah. Like, it's got like, what, 310 horsepower? Something that like thing is crazy. And I've driven them in the past. I'm like, golly, that thing impressed me. And they handle almost just as good as this vehicle without the magnetic rock suspension. And then, of course, you know, they offer the V6, the 3.6, 330 horsepower in the salvage. But of course, you step up to this car, you know, 455 horsepower out of a 6.2 liter LT1 V8. And then you want to go even crazier, you go get the ZL1 that's got a supercharged 6.2 liter V8, but it's got the LT4 derived from the C7 Z06. And it's also got 650 horsepower and the same torque levels as the other car. But I remember back then when those cars, around the same time when they came out, they actually raced each other with the main transmission counterparts. And clearly, right off the bat, the Corvette obviously won. Oh, of course. But the Camaro wasn't that far behind. So that just goes to show you, like, come on now. Don't underestimate what the Camaro can do too. Definitely not. Even though we share the same motor from the Vet. That don't mean it's not a capable vehicle, because it is. This car, when it came out, this car when it came in back in the 60s, even back far back as the first gen, I mean, you already know this actually put the Ford Mustang on its back. Yes, it did. Especially in the sales. They said this had to be faster than the Mustang, and it's got to sell better than the Mustang. Of course, when they came out with that first gen, especially 69 was that hit year, even though it was the last year of the Gen 1 platform. That right there did the business. Oh yes. And even still to this day, that car still look good. 50-some years later. Oh yeah, I'd get one in a heartbeat. Especially a original ZL1 or a Z28. It seems like those particular cars are the ones to go for, especially a Z28. Handles like a dream. Yes, it does. I mean, I will say that. It can't corner over 1G. This is no slouch. Man, this car, I mean, I give it props for how far it's come, especially with the Gen 6, this current platform they on right now. You know, it's only been out for 6 years now, and they just like keep getting better and better and better. Like, golly, the advancements in the technology and how everything is coordinated to this package, and the price tag of these cars when they're new, what, about $40,000-$50,000? Well, it's actually less than $50,000. I'll say about the high 30s to low 40s, around that range. That's not bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, compared to like the Mustangs, it's around the same price tag. But you get, it seems like with this car, you get a lot more.
Yeah, there's a lot more bang for the buck.
I got nothing against Mustangs or nothing. That's just, I'm just not into Fords like that, but I do respect them for what they are. And I'll tell you what, I'm not biased against Mopars, but I just don't care for them like that. This is my opinion. But I've always been a diehard GM fan. That's just how I am, especially a Chevy. I grew up around Chevys. And I keep telling myself, I'm going to get a Corvette. I mean, I'm in my mid-20s.
Yep.
And that day will come. Can't wait, man. But hey, I'm not knocking on the Camaro. The Camaro is a phenomenal car for what it is, and it came a long way, especially over the last decade. You know, they haven't been messing around. Gotta admit, I love them downshifts, man, on this Active Red Match.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And I do like the way these small block GM V8 sound. They always got a unique sound. It's got like a rumble, like a thunderous American V8 will sound. But it just revs at 6,500 RPM though.
Yeah.
Of course, you modify these, you know, put a supercharger, a blower, or a twin turbo, it wouldn't take much to get more power.
Not a whole lot.
It sure wouldn't.
Alright, up here.
Oh my God, this car looks. Woo!
No lift shift. And it still barks the tires.
Vincent, I appreciate you giving me a ride along in your Camaro SS, man. This is just an awesome car. I really appreciate it. This car definitely impressed me. Hey, don't be fooled, even though it's got around 450 horsepower. I know this particular example is 455, but man, this thing, if you know how to roll through your gears and you got a 6-speed manual, yeah, this thing like a rocket. It really is. But all right, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, TK Turbo. I'm out.